Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently fighting on a number of fronts, and all of them are pretty much doing what I want them to do. That's amazing. That's not normal. We're definitely seeing some issues over here, though. To the point where I feel like we need to control the Cape of Africa. Yeah, a number of our supply flows, or rather our resource flows, are flowing down the Suez Canal. I wish they would go out this way, but they are not. So we're seeing some convoy raiding in the South Georgia Sea because of that. I'm going to tell these guys to patrol like all of this for right now. We'll see how much that helps. But for the time being, that's going to, I think, be okay. The incursion in Spain is taken care of, ultimately, I think. I don't think that there's going to be any more serious resistance here. I think that we're going to push through this quite quickly. We've finished taking Cornwall, and we're moving all of our troops up to this line up here, at which point we will resume our full-on assault on England. But England is very close to falling at this point, so that is just magnificent. Very happy about that. Spain is working on falling as well, and you can see here they're starting to retreat in bi-directions. So some of them are going this way, some of them are going this way. That's exactly what we want. I want to have everyone here just launch an all-out attack. Get in there, try to force them back. I realize that that didn't really work, so I'll just leave them to do their thing for now. Let's check, make sure that this is happening again. Switzerland, what are you doing? Can I just control this from you? Like, please? We need to annex Switzerland. I think there's no way around it. If they're going to keep letting Republican Italy take over this, that's what has to happen. Okay, so we need to finish this up now. We're going to drop a pair of nukes. We're going to select this army, select everyone, and this has been deleted. That's good. We're going to have them immediately begin a front line. Not like that. Hang on. What's happening here? Okay, so this is American Union. Yeah, this is held by Republican Italy. Okay. So here's what we're going to need to do. We are going to need to send these guys, I guess, some support equipment. And how much do we need to reduce their autonomy by? Let's see. So, if we wanted to annex the Swiss, we need 986. Let's just go for 1,000. So we would start a Lend-Lease, and we would send in... We could just send fuel. But that doesn't seem to change it. Okay. So we would then just send them support equipment, I guess. And we need this to be like 1,000. So what would 20k give us? 800? Okay, what if we did motorized instead? This we can send a lot more of. So if we were to send, say, 50,000, and when we annex them, we should get it back, or most of it anyway. Okay, so we don't need to send quite this much. Let's just back this off a bit. And we want to send this once, not monthly. We're going to back this off to about 1,000 worth, which is going to be... Can I just hold? No, I can't click and hold. That's sad. But we'll back this off to 1,000. Maybe this would be somewhere around 40k. I'm going to try just typing that. Yeah, 40k. Okay. So we'll send that. This is obviously a problem. But we need to have this army freed up now. So to that end... We now want to lower the autonomy of The Swiss Imperial Confederation. Oh, right. It has to arrive. It has to arrive at them. Okay. So we need to nuke here again. This nuke is fine. This nuke was insufficient. Okay. There we go. Everybody get in here. Everybody get in here. There. Okay. So there's that handled. Now, it seems that Republican Italy doesn't actually have any territory, or rather, any troops. So we'll get over there as soon as we can. Oh, they're trying to land additional troops in Cadiz. We'll just have to repel those. Hang on. They're definitely naval invading here. But how? We have full naval supremacy. But this is definitely... Is this a naval invasion, though? Or were these troops simply trying to move to the territory that they had? But if so, why are they attacking? Like it's a naval invasion. That's a little odd, for sure. But we'll just need to... 14 days? You gotta be kidding me. Wait, what? Get in here. They were only fighting this guy? Guys, get in here. Like, seriously, for real. Get in here. We'll drop a nuke. But yeah, this is happening again. So we're going to have to get over there. And has our Lend-Lease arrived here yet? No. Okay. Yeah, the Swiss are a problem for us, for sure. We need to not let them have control of that territory. That's clear. And we need to take this over. 98. Battle will last for another 3 days. 99. They're stack wiping. Any moment now. Down to just this unit left. And they're bringing in reinforcements. Okay. They're trying to retreat here, I think. Can we get in here, please? I want to wipe them. They're bringing in more troops through our... We don't exactly have, like, troop convoy hunting going on here, right? But they're clearly landing additional troops here. We need to get up here, though. That's what we need to do. So we have to get this cleaned up. And it has to happen now. Okay. There we go. In theory, that's now done. Let's get these guys into this army. And let's tell them, get up here. And frontline. Okay. Hopefully that's all of the troops that were heading in over here. Be awkward if it wasn't. But we will make our way up there, and we can get there quite quickly. Since this is nice and built up. So that's great. We have lost a unit over here. I'm going to tell this guy to attack cautiously. And for the time being, I'm going to queue up some defensive lines here. I was intending to bring these guys down here and crush this area and then bring them up to reinforce this. But Republican Italy being back yet again has created a small problem for us. So we'll go deal with that. I guess that's no problem. But we're definitely going to annex Switzerland over this. Like, they clearly can't be trusted. When is that Lend-Lease going to arrive? 8 days. Okay. Sounds good. So, I mean, Republican Italy doesn't have many troops. Is Switzerland just, like, releasing them? Like, what's happening over there? Well, regardless, Switzerland will cease to exist after this. We'll probably fully annex Switzerland after we crush these guys, though. is my guess. So we're just going to immediately do an offensive line heading directly for Palermo and just head on in. Just get very, very aggressive with them very quickly. We cannot tolerate this. So we are holding this front, and this is exactly what we want to be doing right now. How's it going in Asia? We haven't checked in on that in a bit. It looks like they're making some pushes in over here, but overall, by and large, I'm guessing that we're doing reasonably okay. Yeah, I think that's correct. We're doing okay over here. The only goal is to delay them for right now while we clean up some additional areas. How's our air war in northern South America going? Still progressing very nicely. We're shooting down tons of enemy planes, which I believe ultimately means they're starting to go into worse planes, and they're throwing more planes at it too. So that's fine. Have they thrown more factories at planes? Not really. Okay. Sounds good. We do have these two Brazilian divisions, and let's see, this army is already fully kitted out with what they're supposed to be. We should send them over to one of these armies over here. Or, actually, we're better off sending them to these armies and reinforcing that. There we go. So we'll send them up there. Spain is dealt with, and honestly, Italy probably is too. I don't expect this to be particularly complicated to crush. But Switzerland is absolutely going to be annexed after this. Okay. This is pretty much a straight-up stalemate over here. But we're building these as, like, top priority right now. We're building our defenses over here, and this is going to be very, very tricky for them to push through, I think. That's fine. I'm reasonably okay with what's going on here in England. We're mostly just holding here. We've got ourselves a very sizable beachhead, and we're just holding for reinforcements. If this army could ever get freed up. Ever. Or one of these. One of these armies getting freed up would be fine too. But right now, that's not looking very likely at all. At least until we get our air war situated. But that is definitely, we are consistently winning this air war by a sizable margin. And we're massively outproducing them. I'm completely okay with this. There are a lot of units up here. That's to be expected. But we have our battle lines drawn, and that's all good. And Republican Italy is not going to get too much done over here. Yeah, they're definitely being crushed. Absolutely. So that is fantastic. Very glad to see that. This over here, these 28 divisions, they're not very good and they're taking attrition. We would need to push through here with our better army, but that's something that we will be able to do soon enough. And we are defending this nicely. I'm completely comfortable with a stalemate here right now. We're currently making 53k manpower per month, and that is a big, big improvement. And you can see supply-wise over here, we're fine. No problem whatsoever. And this is actually growing over here again, the resistance is. Well, I mean, the compliance is insufficient garrison? Really? Insufficient garrison, huh? Anybody have any garrison support that they can do? Yeah, these guys do. Okay, there's another 500k for our garrisons. So hopefully that will fix that. Indeed. So yeah, we're definitely having the biggest issue in France, but it looks like that will be solved given enough time. This has been cut off over here. That's great. And realistically, these guys can just come in kind of like this. And that'll solve this. Get these redirected over towards the primary Italian thrust. That'll be fine. These guys can go into the South American Coast Guard. Wonderful. And the stalemates continue. This is perfect. This is exactly what we want right now, is stalemates in many of these locations, while we clean up some of the other locations. But you can definitely see that air superiority is ticking on up. We are doing very well here. The US is surely running out of planes. I kind of want to tag in just to see how many planes they have, but also that's intel that we probably shouldn't have. But I am interested. Can we see from here? I know that we're shooting down more planes than they're producing. But yeah, we do know that they have a lot of these still. Almost all of these are actually deployed over here in northern South America, though. As far as their fighters go, they don't have that many more than are deployed in northern South America. They have a lot of close air support. We don't care. Literally the only planes that we care about right now are the fighters, because we want to establish air superiority. These guys can definitely hop into the European Coast Guard. It needs all the help it can get, as I've been saying. And the Italian Union is crumbling. We're not surprised by this. We actually caught it somewhat early this time. It's so weird that there's no actual notification of that, though. It feels like the kind of thing that you should be notified about. I do want to lower the autonomy of the Swiss, although they still need more, apparently. Okay, next delivery is expected in 24 days. So I guess we didn't send the whole thing in one delivery. That's fine. I want to crush this first so that they take this over, and then we'll just annex them. They're more trouble than they're worth. That is for sure. These guys, they do need additional troops. We'll move some in there once we have a few. I don't want to pull out of the Coast Guards. That's not a good idea right now. As far as our constructions go, we are making good progress through this. I mean, at this point, we only have 23 damaged civilian factories. So that's wonderful. And we could actually queue up additional civilian factories. There's a number of locations we could do that in. We should probably actually go ahead and do that. And some of these are going to be in subject nations. And that's understood. And I think that's fine. Because some of these subject nations anyway, we're going to be interested in annexing. But I just want to get additional construction going. And that'll be good. Okay, where else can we build? We can build up over here. Wonderful. And a lot over here, in reality. Slovakia we can build. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind building in some subject nations right now. They can convert these if they feel like it, but they probably won't. And yeah, that's already done over there. That's all good. Okay, so it's pretty much just down into Africa. Do it. Okay. It honestly won't take very long to build all those. We're building almost all of them simultaneously. And then they'll speed up our construction even more. I like it. Okay, so Republican Italy is going to fall again. This is not going to be a problem. And then we'll annex the Swiss. Fantastic. So this over here, you can see we were pushed back a little bit. But ultimately, we took that. And then we're pushed back again. That's fine. We're mostly just waiting for reinforcements over here. I mean, we could nuke and probably push that way. But I kind of want to continue increasing our... yeah, we get a nuke about every 3 days. A little bit faster than that, but roughly in that neighborhood. I want to continue saving up our nukes a little bit. I don't want to rely too heavily on them. So they are currently being pushed out of Rome. In fact, they are pushed out of Rome. And these guys, yeah, they are pretty dead. They're encircled, and they are going to fall. So that is wonderful, and we will just continue to push in down here. Republican Italy should capitulate fairly soon, I feel like. Maybe once we take Naples. Palermo is their new government, or rather their new capital, but we'll see. Yeah, I really don't want the Swiss to hold this. This is twice now that Italy has rebelled from them. So that is not great, and actually we should come down over here. I'm going to pull... Let's see, who is it over here? This guy. I'm going to pull this guy to come down over here and start working in this region, but actually this one will be slightly more efficient. Later on, we can get that moved, but for now, I think this is fine. As far as this over here goes, how's that compliance going? I think this is okay. Okay. Paris is a problem, but the compliance there is growing. Slowly, but it is growing. Good. Okay. We continue to push into Italy. No problem whatsoever here. And as soon as they capitulate and we take out any remaining troops, then we will just head on over to here and deal with that. Fantastic. This is 2 units of Brazilian divisions. They will go into this army as a reinforcement. Fantastic. Once again, we've got a full-on stalemate going on in these 2 locations. How is this air war? Continually improving. This is simply getting better for us all the time. Excellent. And once we have control of this, we honestly shouldn't have an air superiority issue with the US ever again. As long as we keep the pressure on. That would be the primary goal there, is just keep that pressure going. Go grab Toronto. Not that Toronto. This Toronto. Excellent. They have capitulated. They are not ready yet. And let's just see here. They don't have any other units. Fantastic. So these guys, they are then going to come down over here. They're going to front line here. And of course, they're going to offensive line just like that. They'll get there eventually. It'll take them some time. But off they go. We do have a modern tank brigade, and this doesn't need to go into any of our existing armies. I'm actually shocked, but it can definitely come in as a reinforcement to one of these. And I'm going to send it into this army, and we will pull this unit out into the South American Coast Guard. Okay. Now, as far as our English campaign goes, we've definitely ground to a halt. We are okay with this, and this is fully what we expected. I did not expect the Swiss to let the Italians go again, but here we are. How's that Lend-Lease going? Okay. There's still some reduction to happen there. Next delivery expected in 16 days. And how much before we can actually annex them? 259. Okay, so that is going to take a little while yet. But we'll come on in with these troops, and these troops should be no match for our army. That's great. We'll get the Swiss annexed, and then we'll deal with the Italians ourselves. So that's great. Of course, the resistance over here is continuing to grow. We're not surprised by this. We're not surprised by this at all. I do think I'm going to pull this operative out of England, and we're going to move her over to specifically here. And then we're going to move this guy into specifically here. That should be far more effective at rooting out this resistance over here. Well, the resistance is still growing here. But we'll see how that goes. And of course, the resistance over here in England is not too bad thus far. We will have to deal with it, but for now it seems okay. So we've got that, in theory, under control. These guys are beginning to arrive down here, and that is wonderful. And the question becomes, when can we annex the Swiss? It should be soon. 3 modern tank brigades. Okay, we're going to move them in over here. And we're going to move these guys out into the South American Coast Guard. Wonderful. The Empire of the Desert has finally joined. Fair enough. We are bringing additional troops in over here. They will arrive soon-ish. But we're actually in retreat over here because of that timing. That timing was very awkward. Very, very awkward. Okay, well, let's take a look at our supplies in this area. They're fine. Our supplies are completely fine. So I don't actually foresee an issue here. Have we pushed them? Oh yeah, we actually pushed them. That's great. I really want to annex the Swiss before the end of this. And here we go. The Swiss have been annexed. No more problem there. Well, I mean, I say that, but in reality, there's definitely going to be some resistance over here, and we'll have to deal with that. We're going to need some garrison troops for that, I'm willing to bet. And let's pop over to Greater Portugal over here and see if they've got any. This is Netherlands. Greater Portugal. No? Okay. Who might have some? Perhaps Central Arabia. Yeah, they've got some. Fantastic. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode... This is a thing. Ah, these must be Swiss troops. I'm going to move those into the European Coast Guard. It really needs the help. Next episode, we are going to continue our push down over this way, get that cleaned up, and then go finish off England, hopefully. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. I will see you all next time.